everyone, and welcome to your weekly nutritional oracle card reading. If you have not been here before, my name is Erin. Welcome in. Thanks for joining me today. If you are looking for a place where you can get nutritional advice and food suggestions, along with some spiritual stuff mixed in there for your whole self wellness, so you can learn how to listen to your body, how to feed your body, to support your body, so that you can live your life with joy and purpose, then you've come to the right place. Stick around for the reading and see what you think. And if you are returning, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys coming back here and hanging out with me for a bit and taking this journey with me. Because like I say, I am on this journey with you as well. I have my own areas of transformation that I'm trying to grab and take hold of and have success in. And I hope that I am able to facilitate some success for you and some transformation for you as well. So enough of that. Let's go ahead and get started on this reading. March 15th through March 21st, 2021 is the week that we are going to be reading for. So I will just go ahead at this time and give you a moment to take a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. You can even sigh if you want to. Just kind of settle into your body and just relax and just be aware. Have some mindfulness going on. Just do whatever you need to do to gather your attention to the task at hand here, because it is, as I say, of course, a general reading. So some things are going to resonate with some of y'all and some things are not going to resonate. So this is the time where I tell you, if it does resonate with you, then that was meant for you. If it did not resonate with you, just go ahead and leave it. It is for somebody else. And you'll for sure find something in this reading that will help you out today. There are messages in here for you, okay? Also, I just want to be sure that you have the mindset to, just to give yourself a break today, right? Just relax and don't worry about anything else. We'll just have this awesome reading. You'll get some good messages and we'll have a lot of fun. All right. So let's go ahead and get started today. See what's happening out there in the universe, right? All right, so the first thing that's going to happen, our first card is number 18, up in the air. All right, and that means that something is left up in the air. All right, can't get any more literal than that, right? So we got the cute little couple here. There's the hot air balloon floating up into the sky, and in the little basket there's something glowing, but I can't see what it is and they can't see what it is, and so nobody here on this plane knows what's in the basket, right? This is something that's being created. So this is talking about having trust that there's something in there and there is a opportunity or some kind of something, right, that's coming to you, and you're just going to have to trust that, because some things can't be known. It would be nice if we could know everything, but where's the fun in that? So you're going to get a little surprise one day. So it's time to surrender to the fact that you just aren't going to know at this time. This is also speaking of time, this is also talking about we are obviously time-based here, but where all of these lovely things are being created, time is eternal. They don't worry about those things on the spiritual realm. So it's going to come when it comes and not before then. So, but being able to put the trust into things and surrendering is good practice. And just knowing that you will, in fact, get what you need. I mean, I'm okay with that. It beats the alternative. All right, let's get a moon card. Let's see what Luna is doing. Oh, okay. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. So while I'm recording this, I believe the new moon in Pisces is happening actually tomorrow. So clearly we're going to still have that type of energy to work with, and it's going to be important for us to maybe do something, some kind of practice that lets that new moon in Pisces energy in, right? And the new moon is about creating. This is actually even about something that could be a new start. But it is also telling us that if it is a new start, well, it could signify a new start. It could signify that in any aspect of your life, really. But it also talks about romance and soulmates, too. And on the midweek check-in, we talked about some romance there. So if you didn't get to check that video out, you might want to if that's resonating with you. Anyway, so if this new start that's coming to you is something that you have been wanting and it's a good thing for you, this is calling us to not let old patterns of old beliefs get in our way, so that you can manifest your dream. If you are looking at it as, oh, I'm not going to get it because I never do, then that's exactly what's going to happen. But if this is something you really want, then you're going to have that intention there and really be like, okay, it's mine. I got this, right? So we don't want to let ourselves down there. Go ahead and take hold of that. So the new moon in Pisces, this card also is very deep. It's very watery, very emotion based. So this is also letting our emotions have some free reign to have our feelings take the forefront for a bit and see where our feelings are taking us. While not letting ourselves be taken advantage of. We don't want to completely throw caution to the wind, right? But we do want to explore those emotional kinds of things and see where it takes us. There is nothing wrong with that. All right, so, and this is also this could be a little bit about surrender too. So it talks a little bit about surrender. So you could, with this card, have to face a little bit of your fears that are surrounding those old belief systems or some patterns that you put yourself in when things start going good and looking like you might actually be making some headway. And, you're going to have to surrender a little bit too, because you're going to be dealing with some emotions. So you're not going to know exactly what's happening. And just to remember to let your feelings kind of be your guide. It's okay to explore that, especially if you haven't done it in a while. It's okay to remember how that feels. So you got that. All right. And let's go ahead and do a little elemental energy here because I love it. Oh, okay. So we have number 31, depth, lake. And this is also water. So lots of emotional stuff. And this is telling us to dive deep. So this is also a very deep card. But this is telling us too that everything is not known, which that's so far in the reading, that seems clear. But this is also telling us there's more research that needs to be done to take a deep dive into looking into a certain situation. And it could be the romance kind of love thing, but I'm also feeling that, and again, because it's a general reading, so not everybody's going to be in a romantic situation this week, right? But it could, so could of course be another situation or a circumstance that's there that you need to take a deeper dive into, do some research and look into it. And this is also letting us know, much like this card is, that we have the time to do that. It's all right to find out some more information. So anywhere where you're having to make a decision, know that it's okay for you to go ahead and do some work in finding out a little bit more about what that situation is entailing for you and what will come of it for you, so you can make and you will have the time to do that before you make the decision. So, yes, we are going to be using our emotions. That's fine. But like I said, we're not going to completely throw caution to the wind. We still need to keep our wits about us, right? We still need to be able to distinguish between the good and the bad of things, right? All right, let's get our spirit animal card. All right. Oh, yay. So, number 52, Scarab Beetle Spirit, magic works through you. Oh, the magic is running rampant this month, I tell you. We got that burst of magic card on the weekly nutritional oracle card reading last week. So, I hope everybody is believing in the magic that is all around you because it is happening. So, Scarab Beetle, and this is about co-creating with spirit, okay? Being a partner with spirit, God, universe, divine, however it resonates with you, your higher power, you want to allow in to be a partner with you to co-create the things that you want to have in your life, the abundance that you want to have for you. You want to be able to let that in. All right. Miracles can be yours. You will have opportunities abound if you just allow spirit to work through you and be a part of those creative processes and the inspiration that allows all of this to start taking fruition, right? So so that's beautiful. I love that. I love the magic, because I tell you, I told you last week, I'll say it again, I believe in magic. I'm not afraid about the magic. I love the magic. I'll take the magic. Okay. And then we're going to do our numerology card. Number 88, abundance. Okay. So, I mean, we're talking about abundance again. This card in particular is talking about abundance and drawing that abundance to you by realizing all of the opportunities that you have before you now. And to make sure that you have a good perspective on how that abundance is. So it talks a lot about the cycle. We talked about cycles a little bit last week too. But this is also talking about a life cycle of sometimes we have lots of abundance, and then we go through a time where it's not so abundant, it's not flowing so well. Maybe it's come to a little bit of a halt. Maybe we're a little bit worried. Maybe we just can't see yet where things are going to start to pick up again, right? And we just don't know when it's going to be. But this is also saying, that's another kind of trust and surrender thing that happens with the cycle of life. It's going to flow and it's going to eke a little bit sometimes, but you want to have that good perspective and not constrict yourself to having like a sense of scarcity or be too greedy. You want to remember that you still want to be grateful for the things that you do have abundance in, and where you have abundance in your life, remember to keep sharing that, right? Because abundance is not just about money, it's about all things. Love, if you got some extra food laying around and somebody needs a meal, abundance is more than just having a couple bucks in your pocket, right? So just make sure that you share where you can share, that you're not having that scarcity mindset, and just remember that, your cycle's going to come back around and it's going to be okay. And the pink makes me feel like love and heart, like love, like, you're really feeling it with your heart. So, and I love love too. I've said that before too. So I'm loving this reading. All right, let's go ahead and get another card for us before I start like singing weird songs or something. We got number 13, solar plexus chakra. And this says, I take actions daily to awaken my personal power. This has been a theme, the solar plexus chakra. And, I would imagine that since that's kind of the last chakra, right, that kind of mixes the physical and the non-physical, the kind of together, that's where it starts mushing up in there and creating things. I would imagine that that's probably going to kind of come up quite a bit. In this instance, the plexus chakra, I'm feeling that because we have the magic card and the abundance card and the emotions card, that it is calling us to just really know, like our inner strength, to have that power, to have that truth, so that we can bring that magic in and know where we want it to go, right? What we want it to manifest as. So that's what I'm seeing kind of for the solar plexus chakra. And I think that this card is just reminding us that we're not done yet. You're not done with the solar plexus chakra, and it's okay. It's probably going to come up a lot. And chakras can come out of balance all of the time. And this also, the chakra this is also talking about control too. You want to have your strength, but you don't want to be controlling about that strength, where it goes outward too, and you're trying to control other situations or other people even. You want to have your inner self of strength, your inner strength for yourself, but you don't want to control other people's strengths. We need to realize that, nobody has more power here or more importance than the other, right? And that it is okay for us to recognize the unique gifts, the strengths, and the purpose that other people outside of us can bring to our lives to help bring balance. Okay, that's what I'm really feeling with this solar plexus chakra card, is to not get in a rut of where we are trying to control things to balance. All right, we need to take all of the people's strengths and purposes into consideration when we're in a situation where we feel that way, so that we can find out how we balance that within ourselves, so that we're not feeling like we're not important, right? Other people having skills is not a reason for us to not feel important, because we have our own unique gifts, right? So we need to make sure that we are secure in those. Okay, that's what I'm hearing right there. All right. Oh, that made my ears hot. Woo! Okay, so let's go ahead. Last card. We're going to do our self-care card because it's so important. Okay, and we have energy work. We're going to be working energy in the solar plexus right there, right? Okay, energy work. This card is to let us know that our energetic body needs as much attention as our physical body. They are in fact linked, and they work together to bring balance to our lives for our whole self. And we need them both to be able to function together and function properly in order for us to have that balance, right? So we just want to make sure that we are taking time to see what the energy is in our outside of our physical body. What's your energetic system telling you? Do a little meditation with some deep breathing, and ask all of the parts of your body that you feel like you need to talk to, or ask, how are you doing? How are you feeling today? What do you need? Is there something that you would like me to know? And this is also about being patient. So a lot of time stuff going on today too, I think, because if you haven't really made a habit of talking to your body, doing a body scan. People do body scans all the time. You can search that up. That's a good practice to have. If you're not in the habit of doing those kinds of things, then you're not really sure what to expect. So it might take you a few meditations to be able to actually start understanding how your body's going to be talking to you, the physical body and the energetic body, right? So this is saying take the time to do that, because it's going to be very important in how those two systems work together, right? Very important. And also, for those of you who have been maybe wanting to seek a healer, that to be mindful that you want to make sure you find a healer that is a very good fit for you. That's another thing I'm hearing about doing the research on. Don't just hop up and snap into somebody who's like very affordable, but maybe there's a reason for that. And not saying that affordable care is a bad thing, but make sure that you are getting the right fit for you, is basically what it is. Some people need a different kind of care, a different level, maybe a specific specialty or something of that nature. And so you want to make sure that you're doing your research and going to the right kind of healer, and a healer who's going to have the experience to do the work on you that you need. If it's affordable, that's even better. But if it's not, then, that's has to do with that abundance card also coming into play. So, and it's very important to take care of your body. So, you're going to have it until the day you die. So you want it to function the best that you can. So, make sure you're doing your research, do your due diligence on that when you're trying to find a healer. And the energetics is Reiki, I cannot speak. And like we talk about the sound healing all the time, because I just love music. So that's always going to be at the forefront of my mind. So, there's going to be nutrition, that can help you, acupuncture, all kinds of energy work out there. So if you're not really sure kind of where to go, just do a quick internet search on kind of what you're trying to figure out and what areas in your life you're having issues with or trouble understanding, or things that are happening in your body that are not what are new and not pleasant. And just kind of go from there, and you can it'll populate some good information for you about where to start looking. So looks like some of us are going to have some research to do, but I love research. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll research all day long. Okay. All right. So that's the end of that, right? So I think it's time that's all the messages I have. Let's go ahead and do the nutritional information here. All right, so of course, we did talk last week about feeding our spirit, nourishing our soul, right? We want to still continue to do that for sure. The meditation, I'm telling you, it's just going to be a thing. There's meditation everywhere. Everywhere I'm hearing meditation of all flavors and styles, and it's just going to be around. It's been around forever anyway, but it's really just becoming prevalent, and it's just not going to go away. So if you I believe you should meditate every day, and I'm not saying you got to do it for hours and hours, but at least 15ish 20 minutes just to even set your day off right is such a good thing. And especially getting the energy work card with it as well, talking about how doing a body scan or meditating with our body to get the physical and the energetic body to vibe with each other well. I mean, you just gotta put the meditation in there. Also, I'm also hearing that I'm hearing about the vagus nerve, which is a nerve that goes from your brain down to your gut. It has all kinds of jobs and functions. But I think mostly what we hear about the vagus nerve is like the parasympathetic and the sympathetic state, right? So sympathetic, like fight or flight, being on high alert all the time, and the parasympathetic, which is to be like in a rest and digest kind of state of mind, right? We're chill, we're relaxing, everything is good in the world, and we are all about just kicking back. Now, the solar plexus chakra, as we know, if you've been able to follow us, is in charge of your digestive system along with some other things, but the digestive system in particular. And it's going, of course, the digestive system is imperative in us keeping our bodies functioning properly, because that is how we get our nutrients from our food to assimilate and absorb and go where they need to go, right? So I'm hearing that with all of the things that are going on right now in the world, that of course, we're still going to have to figure out how how we're going to. There's still some situations that are. Sorry, I'm just hearing something. And sometimes I have to stop because it's like faint, so I have to tune in a little bit. Okay, so some of us are not taking the time to do the rest part, to like be mindful when we're eating. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Mindful eating. All right. And we have talked about this before, of course, but so I'm not going to go too far into it. But of course, mindful eating is imperative, like I said, in order for us to digest our nutrients properly. If we are in a sympathetic state and we're fight or flight, and we're high alert, then your digestive system just shuts down. You're not going to digest your food right. You're not going to get those nutrients. They're just going to go away. You're going to just poop them right out, okay? That's what's going to happen. So you want to be in a parasympathetic form. You want to be calm. You want to be mindful. You want to be grateful for your food. We have been talking about gratitude. Grateful for your food. And like I said before, you can bless your food, say your prayer, just say thank you. Thank you. I'm grateful for you. Thank you for providing the nutrition that I need to support my body, so that it can thrive and be well and function properly, right? And just get those salivary glands. I want to say Tory everything. The salivary glands going. So once that starts going, that's signaling that your digestive process has happened. Okay, it's starting up, and so it's going to be in. So the vagus nerve, like I said, it goes from your brain, it goes in through your gut, has a lot of different functions, but we're talking about the parasympathetic and the sympathetic state. So to activate that, to help you kind of calm down, you can even do just a simple like little massage, like just right down the sides of your ears a little bit. And just when you're sitting down and you have a chance to relax, right? When you have a moment before you eat or whatever, you can do that just a few times, and it just kind of is like, okay, it's all right, just a little pet here and there. We're good. Just to kind of relax yourself a little bit, okay? To get you in the right mindset and used to feeling that way, because a lot of us are just used to eating on the go. I'm also hearing real quick that the love interest, okay, those of us that have romance on the brain, that is kind of taking away from our good mindful eating practices also, because we're just kind of right. It's just that initial state of giddiness, and you're not paying attention. You're just trying to hurry through everything just to get to your person, right? And I get it. That's cool. But I'm hearing that now it's time to snap back into reality as far as that's concerned, and let's get the good digestive habits going. So it's going to be a good idea to start taking care of your vagus nerve. You can do the little massage and things like that, and you can do it throughout the day too. You don't have to just do it at mealtime, but just start at mealtime if you need to. You can also, like, if you know how people do those cold ice baths and stuff, or do the ice dips or whatever they call them, jumping in a cold lake, I don't know, jump in a lake, then you can do like I just do the cold showers. I take a pretty cool shower. It's pretty chilly, and then I just warm up before I get out though a little bit, so I'm not like, you don't want to like shiver cold, but you can take some cold showers to kind of get that going. That will also help your immunity too, just to let you know, having the cold showers and stuff and being exposed to some of that. It's good for you. Don't freeze yourself to death though. Don't do that. All right. Also, another good one. Oh, laughter. Just laughing. All right. Do something that gives that just like is a I'm looking for a certain word because I heard it in my head, but now it went away. So anyway, sorry. Um, but you want to have like a real good, like a belly laugh, like you're really enjoying yourself. So give yourself a chance to have some enjoyment this week, because it is very hard to forget to have fun sometimes, right? Especially during the week when we have so much going on. So laughter is going to be a good one for that. And then also what I was hearing was like the bile production, because the bile in your body, so the liver produces your bile. It's stored in the gallbladder and it gets squirted out when you're eating like fats and things like that. There's a hormone, CCK, cholecystokinin, okay, that stimulates the gallbladder to start releasing that that bile. And we'll talk a little bit more about the CCK too, because it's important also. But so we're gonna want to take good care of our gallbladder and our liver this week, and essentially the bile is what I'm looking at. I'm hearing that since we have been talking a lot about introducing fats, the good fats into our diets, that we're having a hard time. A lot of people have a very hard time digesting fats because of low-fat diets that were popular when I was growing up. It was like, the less fat you could eat, the better, right? Now we know differently, and that was not a good thing, but it still has created problems along with other things to where it's difficult to digest fats. And it's also, so we want to be able to have a good bile flow. So when that bile is not being used all the time, it can become viscous and too thick, and not work well either. So we just want it to, just flow correctly, just have that balance, just not be too viscous and not be too thin, just a good flow. So we want to do things like we can eat beets, artichokes, bitter greens, lemon and lime juice, fresh lemon and lime juice will work. Sipping on some peppermint tea. You can eat berries. There's lots of things that you can eat that will help to keep the liver healthy and the gallbladder healthy, and help keep that bile to be the right consistency to break down the fats. Now, a little bit more about the CCK. That's the hormone that I said signals your gallbladder to be releasing that bile, but it also can help your stomach release the food slower, and actually helps with satiety, so that you're satisfied and you're not continually hungry. And that's what I wanted. That's where it's really coming in with that, the mindful eating, because it's going to take about 15 minutes. Some of us can hog down the food. Like I'm great in the beginning, right? I'm very mindful, but if I don't keep paying attention to what I'm doing, like it automatically, I just start scarfing down my food. I don't know why. And I've been, doing this for a while, but I still have issues with it sometimes. So we want to make sure that we are taking longer than 15 minutes to eat, so that hormone has plenty of time to activate, and we can get the bile in there to properly break down those fats, because it's also going to be important for us in absorbing those fat soluble vitamins, A, D, K, and E, right? And we got to have those vitamins. All right, so that's going to help a lot. I'm also hearing for like the liver and the gallbladder to do like those twisting poses in yoga, like when you're mushing your organs, so that you can because it's a detoxifier, and it helps to like keep them toned and squeeze out the stuff, keep them stimulated. Sometimes we don't stimulate our organs enough, and that will definitely help do it. So if you can do some of those, that would be excellent to do. And also for the bile and the CCK hormone, also to keep that flowing and going, fish oil is really good for it. If you're gonna supplement fish oil, you gotta make sure you get a really, really good one. If you're burping fish oil and you taste it all day, it is not a good one. It's probably rancid. You need to make sure that you do your research, all right, and get a really good quality fish oil. And I have a couple that I like that I can. There's no affiliates, none of that stuff. But I will leave it in the description. I'll leave a couple of names of a couple that I really like that work well for me, and then you can kind of research and go from there, right? Because everybody's different. Everybody's different. Another aspect of the bile that I wanted everybody to remember too is that it also helps to transport toxins from the liver to be excreted in your poop, right? So it's important. That's another good reason for you to make sure that your bile is doing its job. All right. I think I've said enough about the bile and stuff. I think so. So I gave you some food suggestions, gave you some nutritional advice. We talked about all the things. We got the spiritual thing going as well. And then if you need, and you can just make use your salads or have some dandelion root tea even too, some herbal teas. Those also help with your with those organs as well. But you can just make a really nice salad, squeeze some lemon or lime juice like on your side dishes or on some fish, because you don't have to just take the fish oil. You can actually eat some fatty fish, right? So even squirt it on your fish to help get that bitter stuff in there, or that bitter taste that will help to kind of stimulate that, all right? And then beets. I am a big fan of beet kvass. I love it. There's many recipes out there for it, but it's super easy. You just leave the skin on the beets and don't wash them too much, because you want the bacteria on that skin. That's going to help with the fermentation. So you just chop them up, throw them in a container, a glass one that will seal well. Throw a tablespoon of good sea salt in there, fill it up with water, and close it up, and ta-da! And then in 3 days, if it's bubbling, that's the fermentation. And then I put mine in the fridge for about 2 more days, just to kind of let it soak a little bit more. And then I just have, I don't know, like an ounce-ish or whatever every day. I like to do it before I eat though, and I don't do it first thing in the morning or whatever. I do it maybe 15 or so minutes before I want to eat a meal, especially one that I'm going to need to break down some fats, because that beet kvass is really going to help keep that bile viscous and stuff, and help that gallbladder start squishing. There was something else that helps your gallbladder I can't remember what it was. I totally forgot. I was just going to tell you, and now I don't know. Sadness. I'll leave it in the description, because I'll remember as soon as I say goodbye. All right. Anyways, I think that is all that we have this week. Kind of a long one. Thanks for hanging around. Sorry about that, but you know how things go around here. You get talking about nutrition and you just can't stop. All right. So I just want to thank you all for hanging out with me again today. And as usual, I'm giving you a big hug filled with love and healing energy. And leave in the comments below if you have any comments for me today, suggestions, tips, tricks. Want to say hi, want to give some love to anybody, that's fine too. Just as long as it's supportive and good, I'm all right with it. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe. You can ring the bell if you want to be notified when the new videos come out. Like or share if you want to do that. All of the things are good. All of them. All right. So I will see you all again on Wednesday for the midweek check-in. I can't wait to see what else is happening. All right. I'll see you guys then. Bye for now.